Well, hi folks, I'm in Johannesburg right now visiting my daughter, and quite an exciting day in natural gas. I don't want you to get overexcited though. I want to do a very quick update to show you what's going on. Here's the red gap that we broke through, and we really surged up through there like a knife through butter, no resistance at all. We got up to this level. We'll have a look at this on the daily chart. It's kind of an important resistance level, and you can see we've just fallen back down to the top of the gap. I think we might retrace back down to the bottom of the gap, just below $2.70, about 268, 267, and then try and move up higher. We've now taken half of our trade position off here at $2.75, actually 276 when I posted the trade signal, and we're going to keep the rest on, about half of the position for a move up to $3.15, which is the top of the channel and above the sort of recent this year's high of $3. But I think we could get there. So let's have a look at the daily chart, and I know this looks kind of dramatic, and we did move up through that gap very quickly, but bear in mind this level here, can't see it so clearly on the 4-hour chart, but on the daily chart you see it's a pretty key level. And let's have a look at it. We'll have a look at the channel top as well and see what's going on. So there we go. Actually, we've got a dotted line in the middle here, which is the middle of this channel. So funny enough, that always poses a bit of resistance, and it happens to be where this pink zone is. I've drawn a resistance zone across. You can see right on the left-hand side here, there's a little gap there. It's the top of this area before we gapped up to, well, sort of surged up to $3 and then gapped down. So this area between $2.80 and $3 is a really key level. And actually, the top of this pink zone is a super important resistance level. And you can see it's occurred time and time again, not only there, but over there when we tested the top of the channel, and then over here as well. And a few days or weeks ago, before that weekend, up, gap down, and gap up again. And now we're right back up there at the moment. So into that pink zone. That's why we've taken a half of this position off, and we're going to hold the rest for 315. The reason 315 is my pick of number is because it is the top of the channel. And well, it might be 320 or 315, 317, depending on how long it takes to get there. And it could be days or weeks still before we even try and get up there. We've got to get through $3 first. We've tried twice, and we failed both times. So perhaps, as I said in my previous video, 3 times a charm, and we'll get up through that $3 level. We'll have to do that eventually, but whether it'll be before the winter season sets in and before this autumn sort of doldrum period expires or not, we don't know. But there will be some stocking up for the winter at some stage, and we know that there are strikes in Australia, and there's a big demand for natural gas in Europe, and we've had high temperatures and very, very extreme winter, cold winter weather is expected coming up into this winter. How, I don't know. You'll have to ask the meteorologists how they determine that we're going to have Arctic cells cavorting and careening across the northern hemisphere during this winter. They're probably right, I don't know, but so there will be some stocking up towards the end of the fall season, which would take us up into perhaps a month or two from now. But I still think we could try and get up there and perhaps fall back down to the top of the channel, fall back down perhaps to this pink zone that we're just trying to get through right now. If we don't get through here now, I've moved my stops to break even. That's at $2.58, I think. So there's no risk on this trade, and we've still got a healthy portion on it, half of my original position. We'll see what happens. That's the update on natural gas. And whilst we're here, let's have a look at the other things that are interesting. Very briefly, I took a long position on wheat, and the reason for that is because we broke down through this previous support level. All the fundamentals seem to indicate that wheat prices should be higher, and we formed a daily wick low, which is really important, and it also made a false break through this low here. A lot of buying pressure came in there, and we've got this pink zone above us. If we can get through there, I'm aiming for the 200-day moving average on wheat. It's a small position. I still think there's a big danger in trading this because it's moved down despite all of the stuff that's going on in the area where wheat mostly comes from, and that's Ukraine and Russia. So there you go. Sugar, we're short on sugar, and looking to add some more to this actually, and today's spike up and spike down indicates that we've got some decent selling pressure on sugar here. We're back into the area where we sold before. If we do see some indication on a daily, depends how today closes, about to close, we might have an opportunity to sell more sugar, add to that short position. I like that trade very much. WTI, we got stopped out of our trade. We had a very small position short on this, and well, I think $90 might be on the cards. There's no indication on this 4-hour chart of any reversal just yet. And in fact, having broken above this resistance at around about $87.50, and holding above there so far. It's a triple top breakout, so it's pretty significant. I think they might need to go higher, but we'll keep an eye on that on a 4-hour chart and on a daily chart and see how that goes. And that's all I've got to say on all of those. Have a great trading day tomorrow. This is a big week coming up. We've got all sorts of information coming out of the markets, including CPI from the US and European interest rates, ECB, and a couple of other things which are going to affect the dollar, and that's going to affect commodities and gold and even natural gas and oil and the euro and the pound and everything else. So it's a busy week coming up. So this is me from Johannesburg, just visiting my daughter. That's why it all looks a bit weird behind me. I'll speak to you back in Port Elizabeth, I think, tomorrow. Take care.